Hello YouTube, back with another video. I had a follower request a video on showing how to do different form or the right form for lifts. He's been watching my videos, said he has been trying to do what I do, and he says that he wanted me to make a video showing how to do the form right and the technique. So I'm going to go through all of my lifts that I do, and I'm going to show you how to have the right form and the negative and the positive, how to set up the movement and how to do it right. And I'm not gonna put a whole lot of weight on anything. I'm just gonna do lightweight. Like I'll probably, if I'm using the bar, I'll probably just do 45 pounds just to show, because I don't wanna interfere with my muscle recovery from my workouts, so I don't wanna end up overtraining them or tweaking them wrong. So I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the form right and the technique on these movements. Okay, so if you're doing a tricep press down, here's the technique you're gonna need. First off, if you're in a gym, they're gonna, usually the machines will move up and down, so that way you can set it up at the right level that you want. But at my house, I can't do that, so I use a chain so I can put my attachments at the right level that I need to. And what I'll do is I'll put one of these clips right here, and I'll hook the attachment on there, and you want to get it to where when you bring the weight down into the right position, which when you're doing a press down, you want your elbows to be in like this. You don't want them flaring out, and you don't want to be throwing the weight around. You want to keep your elbows tight as possible, so that way when you're pressing you can contract, and you want to hold it and then slowly go back up. So you don't want to have the weight started here, because if you start here and go down, you're not going to have a stretch right here, because that's where the weight will stop going, and it's just not going to be, it's not going to work. So you want to start it at a part where you can bring it here, have your elbows in tight, and you go down and you hold it, and then you go back up. And you notice there's still a stretch right here. If the weight had stopped here, I wouldn't have had a stretch, which would be useless. But that's how you want to perform a tricep press down. Like I said, elbows in, arms all the way down, hold it into the contracted position, and then slowly go back up, and where you have that stretch, you hold it, and then you go back down again. So that's how you'll want to perform a tricep press down. Okay, so when you're performing a lat pull down, you want to have the weight about as far as you can get it, so that way you have a full stretch at the top. My machine isn't the tallest machine ever, so I don't get the best stretch on these, but I try to. You also want to have it to where your legs can be put under something, so that way your butt's not coming off like that. You want to have a good grip. I like to use straps just to keep my my forearms from doing most of the movement. You'll want to lean slightly back, but not too far back. You don't want to do this, because then you're not going to be working your lats as much. You want to kind of sit up straight, and you want to use your elbows, not your wrists. You want to use your elbows to pull back. Right here, pull to your chest, hold it, and then go up. The reason I say you want to use your elbows is because that's where you actually pull your lats and you engage them. If you're using your wrist, this is what using your wrist looks like. I'm pulling with my wrist here. I'm pulling with my elbows. You can feel it a lot more in your lats. You also don't want to do this stuff like that. That's bad form. You want to have it here, and you want to pull with your elbows like that. And that is how you perform a close grip lat pull down. It's the same even if you're doing a wide grip. You want to have your elbows doing the movement and not your forearms and your wrist. Okay, when it comes to doing dips, what I like to do is I like to have something that I can stand on, so that way I can actually get myself into the movement, so that way I'm not torturing my muscles trying to set up the movement. You don't want to be down here with a heavy weight and you could be trying to jump up there. That's just going to mess up the movement, and it's gonna hurt your muscles before you actually use them for the movement. So I like to get something that I can stand on, and I'll lean into it, swing my legs off. You want to be, if you're doing this for chest, you want to lean over and stretch your chest and go up. If it's for your triceps, you want to kind of lean back a little bit, but you still want to go slow down, and you want to contract your triceps all the way. like this. And that is how you perform dips. If it doesn't matter what kind of dips you're doing, if you're doing a machine dip where you're sitting down and you're doing it, if you're doing it for your chest, you want to lean over and press. If you're doing it for your triceps, you want to kind of lean back a little bit. Because the thing is if you are trying to use your triceps, first off, you will use your triceps and work your triceps if you're doing dips and you're trying to work only your triceps. Your triceps will be worked, but if you're leaning forward, you will also be working your chest. If you want to only target your triceps, I would request that you would lean back. You will work your chest a little bit, but not as much as if you lean forward. Okay, for squats, you want to set the bar at a level where when you get under it, you're able to push it off of the things that are holding the bar. So these that are holding the bar, you want to be at a level with the bar where you're able to push it up and you're able to step back and actually get the bar off. So that way it's just safe for when you're trying to rack the weight. You're able to rack the weight safely and get off of it. But for performing a squat, you want your hands to be at the same length apart as from each other, meaning there's a groove right here. You want to have your hands on this side and this side to be the same. You want them to be even, and you want the groove on the very back. There's a groove on the back in the middle of the bar. You want that to be on your neck and on your traps. You want to set yourself shoulder to width length apart. So you want your legs to be a little bit out. You don't want them too close. You don't want them too far. You want them to be shoulder width apart. Kind of flare your feet out like a duck. You want to sit back, chin up, eyes up, and you want to go down like this and then go up. To perform a safe squat, you want to be at a 90-degree angle like this. You can go down, but this is fine too. And then you press up. So make sure you're always looking up, so that way your back is completely flat. On this movement, I recommend using a belt just so you don't hurt your back, because this will hurt your back, especially if you're doing a lot of weight. But that is how to perform a squat, and that's the technique you need and the safety. Okay, so when it comes to doing deadlifts, I'm obviously, as you can see, I'm not really using a lot of weight for this stuff. I just want to show the form and technique. But when you're starting, you want the bar to be about right here, so that way you're able to grab it and stand up with it. You want to grab arm's length apart from your shoulders, so you want your arms to be farther than your shoulders. There's grooves on these bars. You want your hands to be at least on the groove, this part of your hand. You want it to be at least right here where the smooth side and the rough side is, and you want them to be perfectly even, because if they're not, the weight's not going to be even. It's going to be wonky like that. You want to have it right here like this. When you're performing, you'll start here. You want your legs to be kind of out. You want them to be right next to your knuckles, and you want to keep the bar flush against your shin. Your back will be straight, and you'll stand up. You don't have to lean back. Sometimes it helps, but you want to be like this, and then you'll go down, and then you'll come back up like this. And that is how you perform a deadlift. Okay, for barbell curls or just regular curls, if you're using any sort of straight bar, which is what I do, I will put it on the landmine, and I like to use the attachment that I use for the push downs and the pull downs. But this is basically the same thing. You want to have your arms, you want your hands to be on the side of your quads like this. You want your elbows to be in. You don't want to go like that, because then you're not using your bicep and you're just injuring yourself. So you want to have it here. You want to be have your chest out, elbows in, and you want to curl up like this and down like this. You want to make sure you're actually contracting your biceps, because like I said, if you're bouncing it like this and your elbows are coming up like that, you're not really working your biceps. You're working them, but not efficiently. So you want to have your elbows here, chest up, and you want your hands on the side of your legs. You want to have a fairly close grip, and you'll sit here and you curl. Pretty simple. And that's how you use That's how you train with a barbell when you're doing curls. I don't do dumbbell curls, but that's how you train with barbell. All right, when it comes to doing flat dumbbell flies, I like to warm up with these, but for the demonstration, I'm going to be using them. When I'm warming up, I like to go out far just to stretch my chest and hold it, and then go up. But when you're actually performing the movement with a heavier weight, I like to go out here like this, and then go up like this and hold it. You want to pretend, I don't know what a good comparison is. I can't even think of a comparison, but you want your arms to go like this. And you want to hold and contract. You don't want to be doing this, because then you're just doing a press, which is a lot different. So this is a press, and this is a fly. You're flaring your elbows out, and you're contracting your chest on the way up, and you're squeezing your chest at the top. And then you're going back down, your chest is flaring out, you're going up, squeezing your chest and contracting it. And that is how you do dumbbell flat flies. Okay, when it comes to doing leg extensions, you want to, a lot of machines are different. Some of them, the seat is flat. Some of them, it's leaned back at an angle, which is honestly better. But you want to have this seat fairly close, because my seat does adjust. You want to have it pretty low. You don't want it to be too high up, because the squeeze won't be as good. So you want to have it fairly low. You want your legs to be at a comfortable position, and you want to keep your the top of your foot on these pads here. You want to have something that you can hold on to, like a seat. Sometimes they have bars. You want to hold on, and what you want to do is you want to lean back like this, kick your legs up, punch your toes out, squeeze your quads, go back down like this, do it again, up, squeeze, and back down. And that is how you perform leg extensions. Okay, for chest press, you want to have the machine at a good spot to where the actual handles or the bar, whatever, because a lot of chest press machines are different. You want to have it in a spot where your chest is contracted back already before you start the movement. And there's different ways you can hold this. You can hold it like this, you can hold it up here, you can hold it out here, hold it down here, you can hold it right here. It doesn't matter. I like to be a little bit closer. That's the best way to move your chest when you're doing any sort of pressing movement. You want it to be a little closer, not too close though, because you're going to be working your triceps more than your chest. But you want to have your legs planted on the floor pretty good. Contract your chest, push up and squeeze, and then come back down slow, and your chest will be flaring out, which works the muscle fibers really well in this. Press back up, and then back down. And that is how you perform a chest press. Okay, for dumbbell lateral raises, you want to pick, with these, you don't want a lot of weight. You don't want to pick a heavy weight, because you're going to hurt yourself and you're not going to use your muscles efficiently. When I'm doing this exercise, I do 25 pounds, or that's what I'm doing right now. I will end up increasing the weight as I get stronger. But you want to lean back, sort of. You don't want to be leaning forward, because then you're going to be working more of your traps and your rear delt. You want to sit and lean back. Sometimes it's good to have something to use your back and lean against, but you don't want to lean too far back. You just want to lean back slightly. You want the dumbbells on the side of your legs, and when you're going up, you want to kind of put them back a little bit. So a lot of people do it like this, which is good. You want to lean back a little bit and go up like this. Very slowly contract your shoulders like this. As you can see, when you're doing dumbbell bent over lateral raises, these are working your rear delts. You want to be bent over like this. You want your back to be flat. And what you're going to do is you're going to take these weights and you're going to do almost a reverse chest fly, but you're taking it the other way. So you want to be bent over like this, and you're taking the weights out like this. You can have the weights turned this way or this way, doesn't really matter. And you want to flare your elbows out and you want to squeeze your rear delt like this. And that is how you perform dumbbell lat raises and dumbbell bent over lat raises. Okay, when you're doing calf raises, you want to have something that you can stand on so that way your toes are at an angle like this. So that way when you go up, you're squeezing your calves a lot better. Same with the squats. You want to have, if you're doing these, they have machines that you can put that have pads right here and you can stand and do this a lot safer. But I use the bar and I actually built this to train my calves with. But you want to have the bar at a safety level to where when you're unracking it, you're able to unrack safely. And then you'll stand on the equipment that you were using. You want your calves to be in the contracted or the stretch position, not the contracted position. So you want your toes to be up and your heels to be down, and then you'll go up and squeeze your calves, and then you'll come back down and you'll go up, squeeze your calves, and go back down. And that is how you perform calf raises. I know I talk a little bit in my videos about how to do certain things, but I kind of wanted to go and break down how to actually do them and do them right. And as I said, one of my followers told me that I should make a video showing how to do these things. Obviously, I only showed the movements that I do because these are the movements that I'm used to and the movements I know best. So these were the movements that I showed. But that's the video, and I hope you guys can get some knowledge for this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. So peace out, guys. Okay, when you're doing calf raises, you want to have something that you can stand on so that way your toes are at an angle like this. So that way when you go up, you're squeezing your calves a lot better. Same with the squats. You want to have, if you're doing these, they have machines that you can put that have pads right here and you can stand and do this a lot safer. But I use the bar and I actually built this to train my calves with. But you want to have the bar at a safety level to where when you're unracking it, you're able to unrack safely. And then you'll stand on the equipment that you were using. You want your calves to be in the contracted or the stretch position, not the contracted position. So you want your toes to be up and your heels to be down. And then you'll go up and squeeze your calves. And then you'll come back down and you'll go up, squeeze your calves, and go back down. And that is how you perform calf raises. I know I talk a little bit in my videos about how to do certain things, but I kind of wanted to go and break down how to actually do them and do them right. And as I said, one of my followers told me that I should make a video showing how to do these things. Obviously, I only showed the movements that I do because these are the movements that I'm used to and the movements I know best. So these were the movements that I showed. But that's the video, and I hope you guys can get some knowledge for this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. So peace out, guys.